Raven, who knew nothing about the sea,
but knew the fog did.
who would find the fog man and ask him.
Raven started asking around. He asked the sandpipers, and like a single bird,
The flock darted.
Raven decided to look far to the north, where the fog came from. He searched until one day he saw an island bouncing from wave to wave, like a raft free from its moorings. On it was a wrinkled old man with a long, straggly beard. When he saw the raven coming, he snatched his hat and pulled it down on his head. Fog began to pour out from under its brim, hiding the fog was eye.
Raven swooped down and snapped off his hat. What? Do you throw a fog in a friend's face?
Hey Raven, give me my hat. I've fog to make, he cried.
Raven asked, why do you make fog anyway?
It's my job. It's what I do. I am a fog man.
Well, do you know how the sea can be moved away from the shore?
I don't know. Please give me my hat. The sun's getting too warm.
Do you know someone I can ask?
Go ask the one who sits on the tide.
What is a tide, and how does he sit on it? Where do I find him?
The fog man pleaded. Please leave me my hat and go where the sun sleeps. Raven laughed. I'll just take your hat. It's time. We had a sunny day, leaving the fog man cursing on the shore. Raven flew towards the setting sun. For many days he pursued the sun and was about to give up his search when he spotted a solitary rock crack, a seabird swooping around his head and shoulders. Raven was about to ask the bird when the cry yawned. Please! What looked like a rock
Was a giant person sitting in the water. 3 times Raven asked him, have you seen the one who sits on the tide? Have you seen the one who sits on the tide? Have you seen the one who sits on the tide? With no answer but the fourth, the giant roared.
I am the one who sits on the tide.
His breath flew Raven back several miles.
Go away!
Well, what is the tide and how do you sit on it?
It's my job. It's what I do. I'm the one who sits on the tide. Curious, Raven tried to see what he was sitting on.
Maybe if you stood on it.
No! I am always sat on the tide. It's what I do. Come on, get up. Go away. Bother me. Raven began circling him. Raven spotted an exposed portion of his backside and got an idea. Flying up high in the sky, he pointed his sharp beak right at it and dropped like a hawk. Giant real good. The giant rose up and started howling in pain, jumping around and holding his backside. As the sea poured into a large hole where she had sat, the giants danced around in pain. The sea was almost all gone, leaving sand and sundry fish as far as the eye could see. The giant sat down. As he did, the sea spurted up and refilled Raven pulled the hat down on his head. Fog began pouring out thicker and thicker. A fog blanket enveloped the giant. He looked around trying to spot Raven, but all